Hey, Raiders fans, we got a major development in the NFL that could shake up the league and potentially impact the Las Vegas Raiders. The Miami Dolphins have decided to part ways with head coach Mike McDaniel, a move that many saw coming after a season filled with challenges, injuries, and some inconsistent performances. Dolphins owner Stephen Ross met with McDaniel recently to review the season, and after careful consideration, made the choice to move in a different direction. While it may come as a shock to some, this decision opens the door for potential coaching shifts around the league, and of course, that brings up some interesting opportunities for the Raiders. You might remember that just recently, we were discussing the possibility of Miami looking for a new head coach, and now that McDaniel has officially been let go, the speculation around candidates like John Harbaugh is intensifying. Harbaugh has strong ties to Stephen Ross through the Michigan and Ross School of Business connections, which makes him a prime contender for the Dolphins' next head coach position. That being said, all of this domino effect in coaching changes puts the Raiders in a unique spot as they consider their own offensive direction moving forward. Now, let's focus on Mike McDaniel. Should the Raiders consider bringing him on board, either as a head coach or as an offensive coordinator? McDaniel's resume is impressive. He spent 4 seasons as the head coach of the Dolphins from 2022 to 2025, and prior to that, he built a reputation within the Kyle Shanahan coaching tree, working with teams like the San Francisco 49ers, the Cleveland Browns, the Atlanta Falcons, the Texans, and even in Washington. That experience under Shanahan has allowed him to master both the run game and the passing attack, making him a well-rounded offensive mind. McDaniel has a history of creating dynamic offenses even when the circumstances are less than ideal. Take his time in Miami, for example. Injuries plagued the team, including the key players like Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill, yet he managed to build one of the most balanced offenses in the league during his first 2 seasons. In his debut year, the Dolphins were 11th in points scored and 6th in total yards, and by year 2, they jumped to 2nd in points and 1st in yards. That's the mark of a coach who knows how to design schemes, get the most out of his talent, and adapt to challenges. For the Raiders, who are looking to revamp their offense, McDaniel represents an interesting possibility. He's a run-first coach, which aligns perfectly with the type of offense that young quarterback Fernando Mendoza would thrive in. Pairing Mendoza with a strong ground game, while also incorporating play action and dynamic passing concepts, could turn the Raiders' offense into a much more versatile unit. McDaniel has also shown a keen ability to develop running backs. Just look at what he accomplished with Devin Henney and Raheem Mostert. In 2023, Mostert put up a 1,000-yard season with 18 touchdowns, all while working with a line that was far from elite. That kind of adaptability and coaching acumen is exactly what a team like the Raiders needs to elevate their offensive game. On top of that, McDaniel's pedigree under the Shanahan tree is important. Coaches from this system are known for building high-powered offenses that maximize player strengths. McDaniel's work in San Francisco from 2017 to 2020 and previously in Cleveland and Atlanta has shown that he can maintain offensive consistency while adjusting to different rosters and player strengths. This ability to adapt and develop talent is crucial for a team looking to balance youth and experience, especially in key skill positions. Another reason McDaniel is appealing is his track record with tight ends and his ability to extend drives on crucial downs. In today's NFL, having a coach who can effectively utilize tight ends as both blockers and receivers is invaluable, especially with players like Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers who have the ability to make a significant impact on third downs and in critical situations. McDaniel's offensive schemes can highlight these types of players, giving the Raiders more options in both the passing and running game. While McDaniel's time in Miami wasn't without challenges, particularly after the injuries to Tua, it's important to remember just how effective that first healthy quarterback season was under his guidance. The Dolphins' offense looked explosive, creative, and well-structured, and that success reflects McDaniel's skill as a coach, not just the players on the field. His ability to blend a run-first philosophy with a potent passing attack is exactly the type of approach that could benefit the Raiders as they look to make their offense competitive again. If we're talking about the Raiders' offensive future, McDaniel fits the profile of a coach who could immediately make an impact as offensive coordinator. Whether it's designing plays that maximize Mendoza's dual-threat capabilities, getting Ashton Gentry to flourish as a bell cow back, or finding ways to get Mayer and Bowers involved in key situations, McDaniel's experience and vision could accelerate the Raiders' development on offense. Pairing a proven offensive mind with a defensively minded head coach could be the perfect formula to elevate the team overall. The question, of course, is not just about hiring him, but whether he sees the Raiders as the right opportunity. Other teams, like the Detroit Lions, have reportedly expressed interest in McDaniel for offensive coordinator positions, which means the Raiders would need to present a compelling case, whether that's in terms of role, money, or long-term vision. But given his track record and the roster the Raiders currently have, it's easy to see why he would be an ideal fit, especially in a system that emphasizes both the run and the pass, development of skill players, and strategic offensive balance. Now, let's dive deeper into how bringing Mike McDaniel into the Raiders' fold could reshape not just the offense, but the entire team dynamic. One of the most compelling aspects of McDaniel's coaching philosophy is his balance between innovation and discipline. He's not a coach who relies on flashy plays alone. He builds systems that allow his players to thrive within a structured framework, which is exactly what a young quarterback like Fernando Mendoza needs. Mendoza's development will be crucial for the Raiders' future, and having a coach who can integrate both a strong running game and a high-powered passing attack will give him the tools to succeed. Think about it. The Raiders have invested in a talented young running back in Ashton Gentry, who has the skill set to dominate as a bell cow back. Under McDaniel, Gentry could reach his full potential by learning how to read defenses, find holes, and become a consistent threat in both short yardage and open field situations. McDaniel has a proven track record of maximizing his running back production, and with a healthy offensive line, the Raiders could see Gentry explode for over 1,500 rushing yards in a season, paired with double-digit touchdowns. That kind of performance would immediately elevate the team's offensive identity and open up opportunities for Mendoza to make plays downfield. McDaniel's experience with tight ends cannot be overstated either. Players like Michael Mayer and Brock Bowers are perfect fits for his system. In Miami, McDaniel showed the ability to use tight ends not just as blockers, but as critical components of the passing game, especially in third-down situations where they can extend drives and change the momentum of a game. For the Raiders, this means having multiple offensive weapons who can contribute in various ways, keeping defenses guessing and creating mismatches across the field. The combination of a powerful running game, a versatile tight end core, and a young, talented quarterback is exactly the kind of balance that has propelled Shanahan tree coaches to success throughout the NFL. Beyond XS and OS, McDaniel brings a culture of accountability and preparation. He's known for being meticulous in film study, game planning, and adapting strategies week to week based on matchups and opponent tendencies. That level of preparation can translate directly to the Raiders' young players, helping them make better decisions on the field, reduce turnovers, and increase efficiency in key situations. A coach who demands high standards and delivers structure can accelerate the growth of an inexperienced roster, which is something the Raiders desperately need to compete at a higher level in the AFC. Another advantage McDaniel brings is his network and experience across the league. Having worked with multiple franchises, he understands how to navigate different locker rooms, adapt to varying talent levels, and maintain cohesion in challenging environments. That kind of adaptability is invaluable for a team like the Raiders, who have a mix of young talent and veterans adjusting to new systems. He's also built strong relationships with other coaches in the league, which could help the Raiders attract assistant coaches who share his philosophy and vision, creating a more cohesive and effective staff. Financially and strategically, bringing McDaniel in as offensive coordinator could make sense for both sides. While some might argue that he could pursue other opportunities, including potential head coaching positions elsewhere, the Raiders have the chance to offer a competitive package and a clear vision of how he would fit into the team's long-term plan. If the Raiders position him as a key piece in the offensive rebuild, with control over scheme design and personnel input, it's not difficult to see McDaniel committing to the team, especially given the talented roster he would inherit and the opportunity to leave a lasting impact on the franchise. Looking at head coach possibilities to pair with McDaniel, a defensively minded coach seems like the most logical choice. The Raiders need balance. They need someone who can complement McDaniel's offensive genius with a strong defensive strategy. Coaches like Robert Saleh come to mind, given their experience and compatibility with Shanahan's philosophies. Saleh and McDaniel have a history together dating back to their early NFL days in Houston and later in San Francisco, where both were part of successful coaching staffs that implemented winning systems. That familiarity and shared understanding of how to run a balanced team could be a game changer for the Raiders, combining elite offensive innovation with disciplined defensive management. In terms of roster fit, McDaniel's offensive approach aligns perfectly with what the Raiders already have. A run-first philosophy with the ability to incorporate explosive passing plays allows for flexibility, making it easier to adjust based on opponents' strengths and weaknesses. Players like Mendoza, Gentry, Mayer, and Bowers all benefit from this type of system, where they're utilized to their strengths but also challenged to grow in their roles. That development is critical for the Raiders as they look to build sustainable success rather than just short-term flashes of brilliance. Let's not forget the mental aspect of McDaniel's coaching. He's known for creating an environment where players feel confident and prepared, which leads to better decision-making under pressure. A quarterback like Mendoza, in particular, will thrive in that setting, learning to read defenses more effectively, make quick adjustments, and execute with precision. This mental approach to coaching, combined with McDaniel's technical expertise, can elevate the Raiders' offense from inconsistent to elite, giving them the chance to compete with the top teams in the AFC. In addition, McDaniel's ability to adapt to personnel changes is critical. Injuries, roster turnover, and mid-season adjustments are part of the NFL landscape, and McDaniel has shown time and again that he can pivot his strategy to make the most out of the talent available. For the Raiders, who have faced offensive struggles and inconsistency in recent seasons, that adaptability could be exactly what's needed to stabilize the unit and create a more reliable and dynamic attack. When we analyze the potential impact of McDaniel on the Raiders' offense, the possibilities are exciting. Imagine a season where Mendoza is given the support of a strong run game, dynamic tight ends, and a scheme that balances creativity with efficiency. The Raiders could see their scoring increase dramatically, their third down conversions improve, and their overall offensive identity become more defined. That kind of transformation doesn't happen overnight, but McDaniel's track record suggests he's more than capable of leading such a change. The Raiders have an opportunity here to make a bold move that sets the tone for the future. McDaniel brings experience, innovation, and a proven ability to develop talent. Pairing him with a defensively minded head coach, creating a cohesive staff, and leveraging the team's young core could turn the Raiders into one of the most balanced and dangerous teams in the league. It's a chance to build a system that not only wins games, but also develops players into long-term contributors, something that has been missing in Las Vegas for a while. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on our Las Vegas Raiders. And don't be shy. Drop your thoughts on the news in the comments below. After a shocking turn in recent games, with the Chiefs stumbling and the Raiders finding unexpected momentum, whispers are starting to circulate across the league about a potential game-changer hitting Las Vegas. The buzz centers on Fernando Mendoza, a name that's been quietly making waves among scouts and analysts alike. Sources close to the Raiders suggest that Mendoza's arrival could signal a dramatic shift in the team's offensive strategy, potentially reshaping the way they approach the field. While details remain scarce, the speculation alone has fans and commentators alike debating what this could mean for the season. Mendoza, known for his explosive plays and ability to read defenses with uncanny precision, is rumored to bring a versatility that the Raiders have been craving. The team's recent performance highlighted both the potential and the inconsistencies of their attack, and insiders believe that Mendoza could be the missing piece to elevate the offense to a new level. Though he is still largely untested on the national stage, those who have observed his training claim that his combination of speed, vision, and composure under pressure is rare. This has fueled a wave of anticipation, as supporters imagine what he could do if given the reins in key situations. The contrast between the Chiefs' stumble and the Raiders' unexpected rise has only intensified the rumors. Fans are speculating about whether Mendoza's style could complement the Raiders' current roster, or if his presence might force a complete rethinking of offensive schemes. Analysts are divided, with some predicting a revolutionary impact, while others caution that integrating a high-profile talent mid-season always carries risk. Nevertheless, Mendoza's potential arrival has already sparked conversations in locker rooms and sports bars alike, with everyone eager to see whether this gamble could redefine the Raiders' trajectory. If the whispers prove true, Mendoza's debut could become one of the most talked-about storylines of the year. Every practice, every snap, and every huddle could take on added significance as fans watch to see whether the Raiders' gamble pays off. The NFL landscape is never static, but the combination of a floundering Chiefs squad and a suddenly energized Raiders team sets the stage for what could be a dramatic shift, one that might just begin with Fernando Mendoza. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay updated with exclusive news about our Las Vegas Raiders, be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that like button. We can't wait to hear your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next video.